Hi everyone, welcome to UPSC Tree. So we told you last time that we'll come up with how to prepare for mains video, and if you look at all the OPSC papers, essay paper, mains paper and optional paper, most of the time most of the students are able to finish their optional paper. They could answer 300 marks in each paper. They could finish their essay. Most of the time people have ample of time left with them while attending the essay paper, but the difficult aspect of mains paper or GS1, GS2 is that many students could not finish the paper, because it is a very vast paper. And then if you look at OPSC mains altogether, so these are the two papers which can fix you or can put you in a fix. So you have to be very careful about these two papers. Let's discuss. So let's have a look at the syllabus. So GS1 we have 300 marks. The syllabus includes history, we have culture, we have geography, then we have current affairs related issues. Say we have law, polity related issues, then we have environment, which is a completely different dimension altogether, then we have demography, and then if you look at broadly, all the current affairs related issues are societal in nature. Nonetheless, they are asking other aspects, political aspects, environmental aspects as well. So questions from that part also will be there. Demography, we have human resource development, we have behavioral and social issues. So behavioral and social issues, say I can give you an example, say Swachh Bharat Mission and Indians defecating in the open. So that is a social behavioral issue. So how as a society we can change the behavior of a society? It is very difficult to do that. So they might ask this kind of questions that has behavioral dynamics into the social issue. They usually ask questions on child labor. Then we have gender inequality, and gender per se is a vast arena altogether. It has a social dimension, economic dimension, political dimensions, ethical dimensions as well. And then we have literacy, which is a social aspect, and then vulnerable sections. Then we have public health, drug abuse, education, unemployment. I never understood why they have kept unemployment as part of paper 1, because they easily could have put it here. Unemployment comes under economy rather than society. Although it is a social economic issue, but majority or the core of the unemployment is essentially economic in nature, and they should have put it in paper 2 economy, in the part of economy. Then role of national institutions, minority. And then they have corruption. So this is a ethics issue, and OPSC doesn't have a paper on ethics unlike UPSC, but they have been asking ethics related questions. Say corruption is an ethical issue, and then they have asked an essay, attitude determines success, last year I think. So that is an ethical essay. So if you haven't read ethics, you would not be able to justify that kind of essay, or would not be able to justify answer to ethics related questions. Then we have communal harmony, then we have internal security. If you look at all the current affairs related issues here, or all the issues that are part of paper 1, they are majorly social in nature. Nonetheless, they have economic ramifications and political ramifications. So no question or none of the topics are purely social in nature. They are somewhat economic as well and somewhat political as well. So you have to write your answer in that dimension as well. And corruption is completely different aspect, and so is environment. These are the completely two different aspects. One is ethics, one is environment. So if you look at the syllabus, it's very vast. And let's look at the paper 2, then we'll discuss what are the difficulties. Paper 2 same 300 marks, and we have IR, mostly international relations, foreign affairs, external security, nuclear policy, and Indians abroad, that is diaspora. And if you look at OPSC prelims this year, OPSC is trying to redo itself, and they have been trying to invent themselves. They have been asking different and difficult questions. So what I believe is GS paper might they ask little bit different questions, and little bit questions that are little bit UPSC related or similar to UPSC in nature. Okay, I can give you an example. Say nuclear policy. They have been asking a question on nuclear policy. Most of the time they ask what is nuclear policy and what are the ramifications or what are the objectives of it. But they can go ahead and ask a question something like that. See, what is nuclear policy or what are its objective is a very basic question. That is, I think everyone can answer to a certain degree. But if they ask a question, say, do you think the nuclear deterrence and do you think the concept of nuclear deterrence in India has worked in India's interest? That means, is our nuclear policy become successful? Has it stopped our enemy from attacking us? So this becomes a critical aspect, okay, critical question or critical analysis. Over there, then you have to discuss. Although we have we have nuclear weapons. I can briefly discuss this. Say we can give nuclear weapons or we can have nuclear weapons. That doesn't matter. But we can only use when we are absolutely threatened. Okay, we cannot use our nuclear weapons. If we are not or if we don't face existential crisis. Okay, so nuclear weapon is the weapon of last resort. But what Pakistan is doing? Pakistan is kind of playing the bleeding India through 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts. Okay, Pakistan knows that it cannot win a war against India and it doesn't want to go into a full scale war. So instead what they are doing, they are trying to bleed India through 1,000 cuts. How they are trying to do it? They are trying to do it by being creating small or pushing small terrorist groups into Indian territory and that way they are keeping the Indian policy makers and bureaucrats and everyone busy with these things. Okay, so they are trying to cut India through small pieces. Okay, through their small acts. So it is not a full scale war. We cannot use nuclear weapon. So in this kind of things, the concept of nuclear deterrence doesn't work at all. If the two countries are perfectly nuclear state, so the concept of nuclear deterrence doesn't have any meaning anyway. Okay, so they are trying to go for a alternative warfare. Okay, so in that kind of question, you have to do analysis in this manner. Okay, let's go to the topics. Okay, and next is diaspora, Indians abroad. They are asking questions on this one. And then we have economy, India and Odisha, regional disparity we have, IMF, World Bank, WTO, these are the things you have to read about. Okay. Then we have international affairs. So here mostly IR from the perspective of India, how it is going to help India or Indo-China issues or Indo-American issues or Indo-Pakistan issues, that kind of issues. But here international affairs, they mostly will ask important world events that may or may not have ramifications or impact on India. Okay, they say Suez Canal crisis or that kind of issue. Okay, Suez Canal crisis or Afghanistan has Indian effect. Any other event that doesn't bother India but has a impact on the world per se. Okay, then science and tech, space, communication. These are the things you have to read about. So and they are asking different kinds of questions. They are asking about Volt, they are asking about OTT. So these are the basic questions. But the problem is that most of the time, if I ask you what is 4G or what is 5G, you understand it, but difficult to write it. Okay, so I will ask you to read the definitions of it or at least form a line or two about this kind of things that we use in your day-to-day life. Say artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and all those things. Okay. And then space related and communication related technologies mostly. And then comes statistics and analysis. I don't know why they are putting statistics and analysis in GS. Okay, but nonetheless it is there, so you have to write it. And let's look at the difficulty that a student faces while writing the mains answer. Why students could not finish these papers. One student, if they give little bit of effort, they can finish optional paper, but they cannot finish. It is very difficult to finish GS papers. Okay, why? Vastness of the paper. Okay, the whole paper is humongous. Okay, if you look at the syllabus itself, it's humongous, and we are talking about these issues, right? So history, culture, geography and all that. Add Odisha into the mix. So you are talking about Indian history and Odisha history, Indian culture, Odisha culture, Indian geography, Odisha geography. So again, it becomes humongous to deal with. Okay. And then the current affairs that we are dealing with is vast. Okay. And secondly, if you look at say GS2 paper and mostly economy and the current affairs part of paper 1, they are overlapping in nature. There is no proper boundary in between them. Okay, overlapping in nature, because I told you these are social issues, but a society cannot function without polity, without economy. So these are multidimensional issues that needs multidimensional approach. While writing your answer, you should have multidimensional approach in this kind of issues. Okay, current affairs related. And another major issue that everyone faces is the non-homogeneous nature. What does it mean? Non-homogeneous nature. Say paper 1 we have 5 marks question, 10 marks question, 20 marks question. But in paper 2 we have 3 marks question, we have 5 marks question, we have 6 marks question, we have 10 marks question, we have 15 marks question. So suddenly you are writing a 5 marks question or 10 marks question. Now you jump into 20 mark question, then come back to 3 marks question. What happens most of the time? And if you look at the type of topics here in this, current affairs ones, international events, the whole paper, paper 2 except statistics, the whole paper. And here what happens most of the time, if I ask you to write a answer to child labor, you can write you can write it in 5, I can give, say child labor. I give you say 5 mark, 10 mark, 15 mark, 20 mark. This is a topic that can be asked in 5 mark question, 10 mark question, 15 mark question, 20 mark question. So suddenly you have a challenge that all of you might have read about child labor and you might have read about say 4 or 5 pages of document, okay, the PDFs that is available in the internet. But here you have the challenge, okay. Here you have to write it in 20 marks, then you have to change your answer. 15 marks again change your answer, 10 marks again change your answer, and 5 marks again change your answer. Okay, it is very easy to write a long, say if it is a 50 mark answer, child labor 50 mark, I think everyone will be able to write it because you have ample of aspect to discuss and write. But if it is 20 marks, or 15 marks, 10 marks or 5 marks, it becomes difficult. In 5 mark question specifically or 10 marks question specifically, it becomes very difficult. You should know what are the things to write, and that is not enough. The most important aspect is you should know what not to write. Okay, if you know that, then only you will be able to justify 5 marks and 10 marks and 15 mark questions. Okay, so that's why I say the tricky ones are not the lengthy ones. The tricky ones are the smaller ones. 10 marks, 5 marks, 15 marks. These are the 6 marks. These are the questions that will trouble you. Okay, if you are not dealing with the word limit properly, or if you are not doing proper time management, and it is difficult to do also, then you will not be able to finish the paper. That's what the majority that is the major difficulty faced by the students. Okay, so syllabus is very vast. Boundary, sometimes current affairs there is no boundary. A paper 1 question can come over there also, that question can come over here also, specifically related to economy ones. Okay, non-homogeneous in nature, and if you add Odisha dimension, okay, Odisha society, economy, geography, polity, everything, then again it broadens the syllabus to a different level altogether. Non-homogeneous nature, I told you, difficult to answer 5 marks, 10 marks question, but very easy to answer 30 marks question. That's what Mark Twain once said. If you ask me to give a debate for 2 hours, I'll prepare for say 20 minutes. But if you ask me to give a debate or speak to public in 5 minutes, I think I'll take 5 days. Because in those 5 minutes, you have to make each of your word count. Okay, that is the difficulty in this one. 5 marks, 10 marks, 15 marks. Okay, you have to write something that matters there. Okay, and most importantly, you should know what not to write. That is how you will be able to do justice and finish the paper. So what are the major dimensions? These are the difficulty that is usually faced by the students. Let's look at the difficulty. You have content difficulty, you have time difficulty. Contents are available, abundant. Okay, in the age of internet, it is everywhere. But that is the problem actually. It's not the solution. When you have everything, you don't know what you say. If I give you a buffet of say 50 items, you will be confused what are the items to pick and choose and eat. Okay, same thing happens over here. When you have so much of data or so much of resource available, becomes very difficult for the student to make it crisp, make it brief, and to understand what are the things I should write in the exam. If a child labor question comes, or if a demography related issue comes, how should I begin my answer? How should I end my answer? What should be the body of that answer? Can I use flow chart? Can I use bar diagrams? Can I use some other kinds of methods or innovative methods? Okay, a hub and spoke model or anything. Okay, what are the things that I should write, and how fast I should be able to finish this paper? Okay, so content management is extremely difficult because what you are reading, everyone else is reading. So how do you make your answer stand out? Okay, that is the main issue. Second, time management. So it is a 3-hour paper, and I will tell you a golden rule. For 1 mark, multiply it with 10, so 10 words. So if it is a 20 mark question, you have to write it in 200 words. It's not a hard and fast rule, maybe 250 maximum. But if you are crossing 250, you are losing out time and you will not be able to finish the paper. Okay, so that is the difficulty over here. So 3-hour paper, you will be writing somewhere around say 3000 to 4000 words. Even if you know these things, it's very difficult to manage if you don't do. So time management aspect, I told you that in each hour you have to finish at least say 1000 to 1200 words. That's okay, understood, sir. Time management we understood, but problem is with the content. Okay, how to make your content precise, to the point, innovative. Okay, that is the main issue here. If you are unable to do that, you are unable to finish these papers, you are unable to score good marks over here. So, and I would not, it is very difficult to, in this short video, it is very difficult to discuss each and every dimension, say history, culture, geography and all that. So, to help everyone and to deal with this paper, we will be conducting workshops. Okay, the workshop will start from 23rd October. Okay, and in the description of the video, we will provide the link on how to register. So, you have to register, and this workshop first we will do for JS1 and JS2, then we will go for essay, and then we will go for optional. Optional will be dealing with geography and history. Okay, so let's begin with the 23rd October. We are starting the mains workshop. Okay, so this will be at where? Offline at Shahid Nagar, Bhubaneswar. Okay, and either we will live stream it or we'll give the recorded video in YouTube. Okay, but if it is very difficult for you to come to Bhubaneswar and attend the workshop, then it's fine, and go ahead and watch the live stream or recorded video. But if you are in Bhubaneswar, or if you have the ability to come Bhubaneswar and attend the workshop, I would advise, if you are serious about this, go ahead and attend it. Okay, it will be extremely beneficial, and this is open to all. So we'll discuss, and over there in workshop we'll discuss each aspect. I'll take you through all the aspects: history, how to deal with it; culture, how to deal with it; geography, society, not society, ethics issues, then society, and then economy, IR, how to deal with each answers. And we'll take some sample questions, say previous year sample questions, and we'll discuss how to go about and answer them, how to talk about or how to answer questions that are very demanding in nature or very dynamic in nature. Okay, and what are the things we should write in our papers, what are the things it is okay to omit them in your answer. These are the things we'll discuss. So this workshop will be I think will run at least 3 or 4 days, I think. Okay, so I'll suggest you to attend the workshop, which is going to be extremely beneficial. Okay, and if you have any doubts or anything, you can always reach us. Okay, and thank you.